Hi everyone, Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com. Reading you, let's see, we are on, I think, day 9 today. Yes, we're doing day 9, The Magic. We're reading this book. I hope that you're enjoying yourself. We're on this 28-day journey of gratitude and magic and bringing abundance into our reality. How is everything going? You want to comment down below, tell me. You can tune in, you can reach out to me if you want. So today, we are going to read day 9, which is The Money Magnet. And yeah, let's get started. So, gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty. If the golden rule of your whole life, whether it's your health, job, relationships, or money, that the more gratitude you can, the more grateful you can be. I'm a little tired. I've been working all day and I'm trying to pull this one together, but I want you to have it for in the morning. So let's see if we can do it. The more grateful you can be for the money you have, even if you don't have much, the more riches you will receive. And the more you complain about money, the poorer you will become. This is a good one. Today's magical practice turns one of the biggest reasons people complain about money into an act of gratitude. And so it has double the power to change the circumstances of your money. You'll be replacing a complaint with more, or which makes you poorer, with gratitude, which makes you richer, brings you riches. Most people wouldn't think that complaining about money, if there is a lack of money in their life, they are actually complaining without realizing it. Complaining happens through people's thoughts as well as through their words, and most people aren't aware of many thoughts in their head. Many complaining, negative, jealous, or worried thoughts or words about money are literally creating poverty. And of course, the biggest complaints come when money has to be paid out. I actually love this practice because I did this today. If you don't have enough money, paying your bills can be one of the most difficult things to do. It can seem like there is a greater stream of bills than there is money to pay them. But if you complain about your bills, then what you're really doing is complaining about money. And complaining keeps you in poverty. If you don't have enough money, the last thing you would do would normally be to feel grateful for your bills. But in fact, that's exactly what you have to do to receive more money in your life. To have riches, or to have a rich life, you must be grateful for everything to do with money, and begrudging your bills is not being grateful. So you must do exactly the opposite, which is to be grateful for the goods and services you've received from those who build you. It is a simple thing to do, but it will have a monumental effect on the money in your life. You will literally become a money magnet. Who doesn't want to become a money magnet? I do. Money is simply energy, right? And so if we can really bring in money and energy, that gratitude for money into our reality and into our lives, let's see what happens. I'm down. To be grateful for a bill, think about how much you've benefited from that service. Oh, I love this one. Service or good. If the payment for rent or mortgage, be grateful for that you have a home and that you're living in it. What if only the way you could live in a home was to save up the money and then pay for it in cash? What if there were no such things as lending institutions and places to rent? Most of us would be living on the streets, so we'd be grateful to the lending institutions or your landlords because they have made it possible for you to live in the home. Now, that is a great idea because most of us write checks or we write rent and then we think, oh my God, it's coming out of our account and, dang, if I didn't have to pay that rent, I could buy this and stuff like that. So instead, I think what she's kind of like honing in on is when you write out your check or you send your mail or your money over through PayPal or Venmo or however you're doing it, that you actually say thank you. Thank you to the person that's renting that home to you. Thank you for the lending institution that's allowing you to drive that car that you love so very much, or even a car that you don't maybe like so much, but at least you have it. So being grateful for those things, which I think is super cool. If you don't have enough money to pay your bills, oh, I've already read that part. Sorry. To be grateful for a bill, then say thank you, but been service with you, that one. Okay, if you're paying for bills for electricity or gas, think about heating or cooling that you've received. All of the hot showers, the warm water, every appliance that you've been able to use because of that service. If you're paying a phone bill or internet bill, imagine how difficult your life would be if you had to travel vast distances to talk to each person individually. Think about how many times you've been able to call friends and family, send and receive emails, or access information instantly through the internet because of your service provider. All of these remarkable services are at your fingertips, so be grateful for them and be grateful that the companies trust you to provide their service before you have paid them. This is really cool, actually. I love the way she spins that and thinks about it, because, I mean, we don't normally think that way. Well, you know, I do because I did this today, but hopefully this is new to some of you. Ever since I discovered the phenomenal power of gratitude, I write the words, thank you, paid, on every bill as I pay it. On the bottom of my check, if I ever write checks out, I'll write thank you, thank you, thank you on the bottom, or thank you, paid. And she's saying also to, on the bill that comes to you, if you still get paper statements, to write thank you across it. Or if it's an online thing, you can visualize writing thank you across it or printing it and writing thank you. At the beginning, when I didn't have money to pay the bill, I would still use gratitude's magical powers, and instead across the bill, I would say thank you for the money. Then, when I had the money to pay it, I would add thank you, paid. I like that. That's so good. Today, you are going to do the same. Take any current unpaid bills that you have and use the gratitude's magical power by writing across them, thank you for the money, and feeling grateful for having the money to pay the bill, whether or not you have it. If you've received and paid most of your bills online, then when you receive an online bill, forward it to yourself as an email. Write in the subject line, thank you for that money. Next, you're going to find 10 bills that you've paid in the past, and write across the front of them, thank you, paid. That's kind of cool. As you write on each bill, feel as grateful and the gratitude as possible that you did have the money when you paid it. That's a really cool one, actually. I like that. And so maybe even when you're doing your taxes, you can look back at all the money that you spent and all the places that you spent it, and you can really feel gratitude for each place that you spent it, and that you had the money at the time to do it, to get the services. I mean, it's just like a domino effect. There's so many really, really cool pieces here that can happen. As you write on each bill, feel as grateful as possible. We did that. The more gratitude you harness for the bills that you paid, the more money that will magically magnetize to you. I am down. Let's try this. I'm ready today. From this day forward, you can make it a regular practice that whenever you pay a bill, you briefly think about the great service you've received with that bill, and across the face of the bill, the magic words, thank you, paid. And if you don't have any money to pay the bill, then what you're going to do is you're going to say thank you for the money, and feel as if you're saying thank you because you have the money to pay that bill. Because a lot of us do the opposite. We look at a bill and, you've seen this on commercials or on, whatever, maybe in even real life, and someone looks at the bill and they're like, oh my God, or I can't pay. And then you start processing all of their thought processes, which sometimes can be negative. So this is going to be a fun one to play every time you see it. And, maybe even grocery store. For example, I was at the grocery store the other day and, just bought some of the most heady, amazing, organic foods. It's kind of how we do it because I lived in a very blessed community where we have, I think, 6 health food stores in about 15 miles in Northern California. And then plus we have all of our farm shares, which are amazing. So anyways, I'm at the grocery store and I like looked at my bill and I was like, whoo, just for a little hot second, I was like, oh man, yeah, that's a pretty high. But I shifted and I said, thank you for me having that amount of money in my account to pay for these groceries, because this is going to be the best food I can possibly find. It's going to nourish my body. That's going to give me the best health, because everybody was kind of having a cold, and I was like, oh, I'm going to eat some like really good. Well, I mean, I typically always eat really good food anyhow, but I was just like, I had got some extra things, like colloidal silver and some zinc lozenges. I had gotten some extra things, and that's why my total was up a little bit higher than normal. But yeah, I just shifted, and I was like, thank you. Thank you for allowing that to be in my bank account so I can do this, because wow, what a gift, what a gift. So feeling gratitude for the money that you paid out guarantees that you will receive more. So I'm about to cash in. Gratitude is like a magnetic golden thread attached to your money. Ooh, let's think about this. Gratitude is like a magnetic golden thread attached to your money. So when you pay out that money, the money also returns to you, sometimes equal, but sometimes tenfold, and sometimes hundredfold. I like her thought process. That's great. The abundance you receive back depends not on how much money you give, but how much gratitude you give. There you go. So if you're super grateful, it will come back to you in return. I'm down. Let's try this. Let's try it. So you could have so much gratitude when you pay a bill for $50 that you could receive back $100. Let's try it. So, hope everyone loved that one. This is going to be super fun. Magical practice number 8. The money magnet. Number 1, count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings, why you're grateful for them. Reread your list at the end of the day and say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for the blessing as you possibly can. Love this one. We've been doing this one for 9 days. Number 2, take any current bills, unpaid bills that you have, and use the magical power practice. This gratitude thing. Right across one, thank you for the money. Feel grateful to have the money to pay the bill, whether you have it or not. Number 3, take 10 bills that you've paid in the past and write across them, thank you, paid. I like this one. And if you don't have those paper statements or online statements, you can just look around and think about the last 10 things that you purchased or that you paid for, whether it was small quantities or large quantities. And I just filled up my gas tank, and it was not for my vehicle, but for the propane from the property, and it was $300. It was a surprise one. I was like, oh my gosh. But then I was immediately I was like, I'm so grateful that I had that money to do that, because wow, how stressful would that be if I didn't, And in the account that I took it out, it was very close. But the point being was that I had it and I was very happy. So it's about shifting that around. And then I recently started reading some of these things on the Instagrams about everything that you spend is threefold. So that's another statement that I've been using too, is okay, I spent $300, but times 3, that's $900 that's coming back to me. I don't know. It's going to work. It's going to work. You have to do it first and then it happens. Anyhow, so take 10 bills that you've paid in the past, write it, that's why I go into that little story. Before you go to bed tonight, take out a magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during your day. I go on and on and on with that one because there's so many great things that happen during my day. Small things, big things, medium things. There's going to be a really good thing that happens in my day tonight. I am going to go home and relax. So, you have a wonderful day 9 with the magic Pepper Hernandez here. Enjoy yourself. Let's make this your very best life ever, because why not? Join me tomorrow for day 10. Have a wonderful evening or day. Bye.